Yeah, so very good evening to all. Hope it is audible, right? If yes, those who are joining the session, can you give a quick good evening in the chat? Yeah, okay, fine. That's nice. Fine. So almost exactly 6:45, we'll start the session. And for sure, so whether people are joining or not, sharply by 6:45 will be start the session. So always, so try to join before 2 or 3 minutes, so it will be fine for every session until the course ending. 6:45 is going to be our target. It's going to be starting time, and ending time can be 8:15. One day can be more than that. So in the yesterday sessions that I explained to you about that, because based on the scenario what you're dealing in the last minute, we cannot wind up just like that. So we should conclude everything, then we have to wind up. That sounds good, right? Fine, dear. So we'll start the session, and before starting, let us know and let us recap what are things we have discussed in the last class. Can anyone unmute and can you tell what are things you learned in the session one?
Sure, you gave an introduction on pandas and NumPy, and you revised all this list, tuple, string, the data types, and
Yes.
the arrays and variables. You revised all of that.
Well, exactly. So we have seen about how the based on the numpy or based on the pandas. That is going to be the next session. Before that, we have revised everything is about the base FOP, fundamental of programming. We have discussed everything. What is general view about what is variable, what is how many keywords we have, what is data type, what about the conditional statement, looping statement, what is string with a representation we have discussed, what is tuple with representation, list with representation, dictionary, set, function, recursion. This everything with the topic we have discussed. That is everything is going to be a data structure we can tell. And based on all the data structure we have discussed individual MCQs. Based on the list we have solved question, string, dictionary, etc. etc. Even up to the recursion we have discussed everything. And we have just started what is pandas and what is about the advantage about the pandas, when can we use pandas, what is the purpose of using pandas when you're going with the Excel. So these kind of stuff we have discussed. Now, based on your scenario, so based on the pandas, what are things we can do? So today, before getting into the pandas, I'll tell you about how to involve into the Jupyter notebook. It's not tell in the first class, so this is the right time to tell. Hope screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. Fine. So now, first of all, if you are in the before the day one, you hope you received one material called as like a installation process. So in that installation process, I have explained you how to install, how to download, everything I have said you with the point wise. And hope if it is done, how to open, I'll tell you. So just type, just go for the window, just search for Anaconda. You will be having Anaconda prompt. There's nothing but a main prompt. Based on this, you'll be having your Jupyter notebook will be running. So for the Python running the code, you don't doesn't mean that you have to go only with a Jupyter notebook. You can go with the PyCharm is there. Many online company you can use, offline company, anything is fine. But really, Jupyter notebook sounds like good as well as the data visualizing part will be good. I'll show you that what is data visualization also. So just let's start it with a Anaconda prompt. Just click on that. You will be directing to your base address. C is going to be username and as given as a param. Here, where you have installed your Jupyter notebook, give that local disk. So either you are installing every software will be installed with C only. So better go with the C, or if you want to shift from C to D, it's up to you can shift. I have shifted from C to D. So my Jupyter notebook has been stored in the G. So D I'll be trying to give. Next, in the D local list D, I'll be having n number of files, folders will be there. But actually what I need to go with the Jupyter notebook, right? So we'll type as a Jupyter, Jupyter, Jupyter space NOTE notebook. So don't do any spelling mistake. So it should be as it is. Jupyter space notebook should be there. Suppose I'll tell you with a spelling mistake. Suppose by mistake you're giving as a B double O double K. By mistake, you are given like this. So can you find this file name in the local SD? No, right? So you'll be getting a error. See the error. The Jupyter command, Jupyter notebook is not found. So what you're searching for, that file name, it is not found in this part. That is what we are getting as an exception. So other than the error, we'll be getting a exception. So we have to type without making any spelling mistake. So it should be Jupyter space note book. Okay. So before clicking on the enter button, just cross check the spelling what you are given. For the first time, second time, if you're using, it makes some difficulties, but keep on if you are running with this Jupyter Space Notebook, keep on if you're typing that you will be like a rocking always. So Jupyter Space Notebook, then click on enter. So this automatically will be directing you to the local disk D. Yeah. You can see here automatically it will be loaded. Okay, so here we have many things etc is there. Okay, so don't want to worry about the other program which I have done already, leave that. So first of all, as a beginner, we'll go with a new Jupyter notebook, how to open a new IPYMB file. So nothing but here you can have a new, click on this new. We are dealing with the Python version 3, so click on the Python version 3. You can see here new thing will be appeared. This is called as a Jupyter notebook. Here only you'll be writing the code and you'll be compiling, you will be executing, you'll be doing all these steps, right? So I'll tell you about how the Jupyter notebook will be working. In this notebook, we have many shortcut keys, many direct keys are there. So individual cell, what are things will happen, I'll tell you. Here, can you see that first step will go with the untitled one. So here I have to make a title. So your what is your file name you want to give? You can give. So as of now, I'll give as a batch 9 underscore Python underscore ADV advanced. So here we'll be discussing about topic that is discussed like as it is like underscore Python underscore advanced level. Let us have that only. So you can see that file has been modified. So you can see here individual time it will be saved automatically. So unsaved changes is there, but whenever you're trying to start using, automatically it will be saved. Individual time you don't want to give like a control yes, control plus yes. Don't want to give that. Okay. If you are giving no issue, if you're not giving no issue, but automatically this will be saved. You don't want to worry about that. So after 10 days, after 1 year, if you have this file, you can open anytime, anywhere without internet. Suppose you don't have facilities of internet. This completely is based on the offline. Okay, without internet, I can do all the process. Now, first line is done. Next footer will go with based on the file. And here we have a editor and view, insert, cell, kernel, widgets, help. These kind of things are there, but maximum will not be knowing or not using much. I'll tell you about the cell. This box is called as a completely cell. So here I can type. Suppose I'm typing as a anything. I'll type as my name. So this is going to be the cell. Yeah. So whatever you're typing here, I can type as it is. I can do the same. Now individually. So when you're going with this is nothing but for the save, and this is nothing but to increase the cell. Suppose you have a 3 cell and I have to increase, so I can give a plus. So 3 will be increased, 4, 5, 6, keep on, it will be more. And suppose you're telling that one cell is going to be, you want to remove one cell. So in this between cell, by mistake you type something and you have to remove this. So either you can give a backspace or you can put as a this cut symbol is there, just put as a cut the selected cell. This everything is called as a cell used to tell. Yeah. Now same thing here. It will be taken a copy, and same thing here. What want to paste it, I can paste here by using this, or better you can use a shortcut key for the copy and paste. And here we can see that to shift from one cell to another cell. Suppose you have to move to the fourth cell, I can click on fourth cell, or you can go to the. You can see here this symbol is nothing but to add the value. Suppose I'll tell you about example like this. A equal to 10, B equal to 20. This will have a print statement. Print A Next time try to give print B. So I'll be getting the output as 10 and 20. So now you can see how this in is nothing but here we can see that in this in is called as an input. Here only you will be giving your input. Yeah, and whatever is displaying here, this completely is based on the output. A few time it will be displayed here with the out also. Okay. Now here I have to go with the printing statement. Suppose I'll go with a string. String is equal to I'm giving as input call as a here, then I'm trying to print a variable call as a string. So you can see here, I can get the output call as a inspire. Yep. So you can see that it is getting increased one by one. Suppose you have between two cells. Here you have one cell, here you have cell. In between these two, you have to insert one more cell. Then I can use this. See here, I'll click on this. I'll be adding a plus. Can add a cell here. And if you want to move your cursor, I can move bottom. You can see here that new cell where you have to insert. That new cell should be inserted bottom or a up or a first. So this arrow mark is nothing but to move your cell. So can you drag? You may ask for one question. So can we drag the cell? So can we drag the cell? So this cell should be up. Can we drag? Can we drag? You can see that red color arrow. It's not possible to.
No, you
Yes.
can't drag.
Yes. So if you want to drag, I can select this and I can put this arrow mark up. It will be moved one by one. If you want to put down, I can use this. There is about two things. And how did I get the output? You may have a doubt. Sir, you did not click anything, but how did I get the output call as inspire or 10 and 20? I think when I use the shortcut key and I'll tell you about the shortcut key. Other than that, suppose you're changing uh, underscore today something, inspire today something you're making here, and I have to compile this. So for compiling here, we have a run option. Just click on the run option. You can get the output as inspire underscore today. Okay, like this, you will be getting anything. So, but in place of using, suppose you are in the bottom, so you have n number of cell. So like this, n number of cell is there. You have to keep on moving on to this run wherever you are. Like for example, you have in the 500th, you will be having in the cell. So if you want to come back, I have to scroll everything up, then I have to see this run command. So it's not possible to access all the time. So for that, we have a shortcut key is nothing but shift plus enter. I'll type here shift plus enter. So if you're clicking shift plus enter, automatically you'll be getting the output. So here it is error because it's like an undefined variable and input. So it's going to be a error here. So shift plus enter is going to be shortcut key to use that. Okay. So as of now, I'll clear all these cells which is unwanted to me. And okay. So now what else we have to do? So here there's nothing but a stop. So to interrupt your kernel, we can go with a stop. And there's nothing but to restart your kernel. Few time Jupyter Notebook will not, if you're compiling the program also, will not get the output. So you can get the output by restarting your kernel. So you'll be having a kernel restart. I'll tell you that case whenever it is getting, because when you're coding n number of cell, somewhere you'll be stucking. So internet facilities will not be there or something. If you are getting an interruption due to the kernel, so due to that it will be stop. To make it, we have to restart. So just click on restart. Here you can see that connected kernel is ready. Hope you saw that message here. Okay, but I'll give you one more time. Just you click on the restart. You can see here connected kernel is ready. Hope you've seen that. It's like a pop-up message. So now it is done about everything. Now you have to make it as a heading. So now I have to make it as Python underscore advanced underscore badge. This I have to make as a title. So here, can you see the option called as a code? Other than if you're clicking, you will be having like a markdown, raw data, and heading will be there. Just click on the heading, then click OK and put as shift plus enter. This will be made as a advanced level. And in this advanced level, what are the topics you'll be learning? Like a subtopics you're learning. So first topic we'll be handling with the pandas. Second, we'll be dealing with the NumPy. Okay, and third we'll be discussing with a matplotlib, or you can tell as a data visualization. So now this is not, can I make this as a heading? No, it is a subheading, right? So to make this a subheading, just click on this. You can see that markdown. So just click on the markdown. You will make it as a title, subtitles. And if you want to make it as a raw data also, you can make it as a raw data to give like that. So this will be as it is. Yeah. This is going to be the title, or we can tell as a heading, and this is going to be the subtitle under this topic. Now we'll go with the coding. So default you'll be having a code. So because you are going to write a code only here, so by default you'll be having a code. Other than that, if you want to change the setting, you can change it. Okay. Suppose your keyboard is not working, then you can click on here and you can take all the shortcut keys over here. Based on the shortcut keys, you can work. Okay. One second. भैया sorry Ria, sorry for the interruption. Okay, we'll continue. So here you'll be having n number of shortcuts, but there is no use of changing anything. Already you have learned how to go with the copy, paste, everything. So if you want to go through that, you can go through that. Everything is going to be shortcut keys. Now we'll go with the code. We'll go with the one basic code to based on the list will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have to print the a value. So a value is going to be, we can tell as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be the output. Now what is a data type of this? So everyone knows that if it is a square bracket, it belongs to the list, we can tell. Data structure is going to be list. But how can you prove? You have learned, so you're telling as a list. Yeah. But those who are not learned, suppose you are teaching to someone, they don't know what is square bracket means. They don't know what is a generally programming language. For them, you have to prove that this kind of, you're telling as a list bracket or you're telling as an array bracket. Those who have a coding idea already, language, they might understand easily because they have some answer already so that they can understand very quickly. But if you go with a very new person into the coding, then we have to prove them that why it is going to be a list, why it is going to be a tuple, etc., etc. If that is the case, we have a function called as a type. Type of which variable? Type of a variable. A is a variable. So type of a is nothing but you'll be having like a class list. Because my type, data type is going to be list, you'll be having a list. Suppose you have b is equal to, suppose I'm giving as a Paramesh. So here, there's going to be a double quotation means we can be tell as a string. So I will try to find the type of the variable b. So what is the type of variable b? String. I have to, small mistake, I have to put as a b. So you can see here it is going to be a string. So because b variable we are storing, so b belongs to the same thing. Suppose you're going with a c is equal to, suppose you're giving with a dictionary. So how the dictionary will be created? You'll be having a key and you'll be having a value for it. So my key is going to be 1 and my value is going to be, suppose you are telling us badge 9. Okay. So now I'll try to print c. Yeah. So you can see that it is going to be the key and this is going to be the value for it. So it has been printed. Now we have to find the type of this. So I'll be using a type function so to find the type. So type of C is going to be dictionary. So class dictionary. So why it is, sir, list is fine, string is fine, and dictionary is fine. Why? What is the purpose of this class? You might have a doubt. Nothing but according to the Python programming language, everything is comes under the data structure I said you. That is, you will be having with a class and objects. So here a variable A, B, C, this everything is called as an object. What is kind of that class? This class belongs to the list. This class belongs to the string. So to denote everything is going to be a class and object here. So we can go with the experiment like one by one. So I'll share this as of now in the chat. So very simple thing. So hope the intro part is done. Okay. So now what is next? Next is nothing but we'll get into the pandas. Yeah. Yeah. So yesterday we are discussing about two data structure. in the pandas we have two types of data structure. What are those? Can you post in the chat? Two types of data structure we have discussed. Good. So one is going to be series and one is going to be data frame. Okay. Now, as per the discussion, we'll be having three topics we'll be learning, right? So for this three topic, how to import this. So first we'll get started into the pandas. We'll put a title called as a pandas. Okay. So under this, I'll share this material. No worries. I'll share this Jupyter notebook. Okay. So once the topic is over, I'll try to share. You can have this file. Pandas. So what is the first thing we have to get started with the pandas? So for that, in your laptop, first you have to install the pandas. So for installing, again, I have to go for the Google and I have to search nothing. Just inside the Jupyter notebook, every libraries are there. You have to take that libraries. That's all. How to take by using import. So don't want to search. So here I'll write as an import. What I have to import? Library or a module. What kind of more library I have to use? Pandas. Okay. As what? I said you about the allied name. So I can give as a PD. It's not compulsory always you have to give this as. You can give as import pandas. Sufficient. Right? Whenever using in the code, you have to use individual time pandas dot what is that file name? Pandas dot what is that method you're going to use. So in place of typing 6 characters, I'll make it as PD understand. So whenever you need to use pandas, in place of using pandas, I'll be using a PD. Kind of, I said you about the name, pet name we can tell. Okay. So in place of calling Paramesh, it's going to be difficult, then you can call as a para or you can call as a param. Anything is fine. It's like a kind of a shortcut. So as a technical word, we can tell as a allied name. So PD. So now after typing this, just click on Shift plus Enter. Okay, it takes some time to install because already I have installed in my laptop, so no worries. Okay, but for you it takes some time. Yeah, so now it takes 3 seconds, it takes 10 seconds, it can take 30 seconds, it can take 1 minute also, but wait patiently, you will be getting it. Okay, because only reason based on your processor it will be working. So now once you have installed, okay, so it takes some time. You can see here still it is taking some time. Okay, even though I have installed, it takes some time because of the new file. Okay. Now after this you'll be getting like a satisfied, your requirement has been satisfied, or like if you install already you'll be getting that kind of stuff. So before until it is getting installed, we will try to continue what is next. So now as installed into your system, you need to import library. So what we have did, that is what we have. So import pandas as PD, give that file. Now after that, we have to generally it provides two types of data structure. One is going to be series and one is going to be data frames. So these are the major important thing we will be discussing with the series and data frame. So where we are using this pandas, can you give some example? Nothing but students database. Those who have scored 100 marks, display their names first. Those who have scored less than 80 or between 80 to 90, display their details, like their name belongs to which section, what subject they have scored, or you have to filter like those who have scored century in all the subjects. I can filter like that, or a maximum 2 subject, filter it. So for the filtration purpose, we can use the pandas. So that you'll be dealing with the two ideas. One is going to be series, one is going to be data frame. So now, what file format can be pandas will be used? Like what are the files can be supported by the pandas they're asking. So what are the supporting file I said you about the Excel, JSON, or you can go with the HTML, XML, etc., right? So these are the maximum thing it will be supported. So CSV file, Excel file, JSON file, HTML file, SQL file. It's nothing but structure query language file and pickle file also. So not only this 6, other than that we have n number of things. But basically we'll be having the CSV file, we'll be loading Excel file, any file you can use, but maximum we'll be focusing on CSV file. So what is the full form of CSV? Anyone, can you post the answer? What is the full form of CSV?
Comma separated value.
Exactly. So it's going to be a comma separated value. So same thing based on these separated, how to load into the Jupyter notebook by using the pandas. We can discuss. Now, first we'll get started with the series. So now what is series? Nothing but, one second, I'll connect with my writing pad. So fine. So now, what is series? So series is nothing but a one-dimensional labeled array we can tell. So we can tell as a 1D. So what is 1D? Initially, like if you go with array concept in the C programming language or any other programming language, array has a two types. So one is going to be one-dimensional, one is going to be 2D you can tell, or a multi-D you can tell. Anything is fine. So 1D means you will be having a size will be there. If it is a 2D, you will be having a row and you will be having a column. So that is we are telling as a row into column, 3 cross 3 matrix, 5 cross 5 matrix. So this kind of things comes under the array picture. So series is nothing but 1D. Data frame is nothing but 2D. Very simple. Okay, to make you understand, I'm writing this. So but technically when you're learning, you have to learn like one dimensional labeled array capable of holding the data with any type called as integer type or a string or a float or Python objects. So what are the objects you have? Every object. So either you go with a object called as a string or a list or a tuple, anything fine. I can give a set of values under the series. That is nothing but Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, I can give my different data types. So like a one, I can give your name, I can give your address, I can give your mobile number. Anything is fine. It supports all the objects. So now the access labels are collectively called as an index. So this is going to be the MCQ I'll be having. I'll be getting this kind of question I'll be asking in the test. I said about the final assessment test you have to take. So there I'll be asking some MCQ like this. So access label or collectively called as what? Dash. I'll be giving some option. So you have to choose as the index. So be careful on the individual slide what I'm asking. And your question paper will be like based on the way you listen. So don't want to prepare much. So what are the things we are discussing in the session? That will be your question paper. Okay, for sure you can score full marks. And if you're not able to score full marks, then you have missed some classes or you have not listened or you have skipped some topics. This will be the reason if you are not scoring 100. If you are scoring 100, then from the scratch level you have been listen up to the all the sessions. Yep. Now, panda series is nothing but a column. Remember the word, I'll show you with an example, column in a Excel sheet. So you'll be having an Excel sheet that individual column is called as a series. Individual column is called a series. Row will be there and column will be there. Skip the row. So if you want to filter the column alone, then that is called as a series. So column, how it will be there? You'll be having in this order. So column will be like this. First column, second column, third column, like this, etc., will be the rows, nothing but in this order you will be having, right? So now you can see the example here. Name is given and team is given and number is given. So now, which I'm boxing with a blue color, you can see with the highlighting with the blue color box, this call as a column 1. Can we tell as a column 1, C1? This is going to be C2 and this is going to be C3. So this name alone, if you are filtering only the name alone, this is called as a series. And the series will have index position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., will be there. Always index start with a 0. Index position start with a 0, we know very clearly. And same thing, suppose if you want to filter the team alone, I can write like pd dot series. PD is nothing but pandas. I have displayed one thing, right? So import pandas as PD, we wrote. So wherever you want to use pandas, PNDAS, I can use PD. So it's shortcut, PD. Yeah. So PD dot series, because S should be in the uppercase because it's going to be a data structure. So DF is nothing but we can tell as any array name, you can keep anything as you wish, which you are storing there. Okay. So data frame we can tell. So I have to, in this data frame, I have to display only the name and I have to display only the team and I have to display only the numbers. So this individual printing is called as a series. So basically remember, panda series is nothing but column in the Excel sheet. This is an Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet, column is going to be the example. Yeah. Now, let us see whether it has been installed or not. Okay, so okay, fine. We have installed already. So no issue. If you want to work on with that, you can work on. And just I'll give you 2 minutes of an intro. What are things we'll be discussing, because I think so. Just now count is increasing. Okay, people are there. Nearly 8 to 9 people are there. I think so. More than that. That's fine. I'll tell you in the 10 days what are things we'll be discussing. Today we have started pandas. It might take 2 days, 3 days to complete. And again, we'll go with the NumPy. It takes again 2 to 3 days of a time. Matplotlib, nothing but data visualization. Again, it takes nearly 2 to 3 days to understand everything. And overall revision also will be there if time permits. Now, in the pandas means this is what you'll be having. Excel sheet will be there. This Excel sheet you'll be loading here. So this is going to be the Excel sheet. You can see here. These are the Excel sheet. This is like a just we have only 40 people of the name. It's like a small team, so 40 people. Suppose you want to go with a 500 plus of our students or 1,000 plus of our students, so then our record will be more. It keeps on moving. And when you're going with the Excel sheet, can you see this number one, number two, three, four? In the site it has been mentioned number one, number two, number three, number four. This called as a reference, index reference. And here we have a name A. Here we have a B. So when I'm clicking on the C, it is selecting only this Cth column. D means it's selecting only Dth column. Eth column. Fth column, etc. etc. This is called as a series. When I'm clicking on this A, it is selecting only that A. This is called as a series. In the pandas, we call as a series. Suppose you're selecting this 2 rows and two columns and all the rows. Then this is called as a data frame. This is called as a data frame. Suppose you're selecting all the column and all the row. This is called as a data frame. So entire Excel sheet or a CSV file is called as a data frame. In the data frame, one part, suppose you are filtering out of this A, B, C, D, F, etc., etc. You want to display only the name of the employee who is working in the Inspire team. So then I have to filter only A, right? So that one filtration is called as a series. Okay, or I have to display their age. Then I can go with this age. Or joining date I have to display. This is going to be the joining date of that particular person. Okay, etc. etc. Okay. Now this is about the thing. This is about pandas you will be learning. So you will be loading all your files and you will be performing one by one. So this you will be discussing based on the Excel and all the files. Now we'll be discussing about the NumPy also. In the NumPy, what you will be learning? NumPy is nothing but you have to go with a numerical Python used to tell. So numeric is nothing but based on the array dimension. So you have to arrange the value based on the row wise and the column wise. So this also when you learning, you will be getting into that interest. Okay. And based on the pandas and the NumPy, you will be learning the matplotlib data visualization. So like how to plot the graph. Yeah. So how to plot the point graph, how to draw the line, how to go with the y-axis, x-axis, how to draw the multiple point with a different symbol. You can see we have connected the line. And this about what you're learning in the NumPy and pandas, you'll be using as a diagram. Here you're displaying as a output. Okay, so in place of displaying as output, here everywhere we have output, right? So in place of displaying as output, you can see here, in place of displaying as output, there I'll represent with a diagram. Yeah, so like you'll be going with a n number of points, symbols. Okay, like this you'll be learning one by one. Slowly you will be improving. So from the scratch level only I'll be teaching you. Slowly you will be improving. At last what you will be completing, so you will be having without drawing the graphs with a bar chart, etc. You'll be learning. So you can see here dealing with many things. You can go like this. Okay, so this is going to be the matplotlib bars. So different colors you will be learning. So horizontal ways or a vertical ways, or color if you want to change, and you can go with the pie chart. So this everything. You can see the mentioning the name CSE, EEE, civil, mechanical, etc. etc. So now who's a topper? I have to display their name highlighting. So suppose we have apple, banana, cherry, and date. So now I have to display only the apple with a highlighting. Who has a more value that should be highlighted. Same thing. Who's scoring rank 1 or a rank 2 or a rank 3, their name should be filtered as a highlighting. So that highlighting point, like these kind of things I can do it. You can see here. So CSE belongs to the blue color, EC belongs to the orange, and MEC belongs to the green. So this everything is going to be count wise, it will be varied. So because of 10, it is going to be very less value. That is mechanical. So because of 15 and because of 35, it is going to be easy, is going to be more. Yeah. So this everything you'll be learning one by one. And this every department belongs to the BTech engineering. Like this, you can give a title also. So this everything you'll be learning one by one. This what the schedule in this 10 days of program. Okay. Finally, if time permits, we'll conduct go with the revision. Okay. If not, you'll be having a recording. You can go through that. Okay. Based on your speed only, I can go through the content. Be active. Don't miss any class, and please don't recommend the recording. So today I'll not be attending the live session, so that I'll be watching the recording. Then I'll be learning. For sure, that will not be working for everyone. We'll plan like that, but again, we'll skip it. But if it is emergency or if it is an exceptional case, no issue, you can skip the session, you can go with the recording. But if it is possible to attend the live class, advice is going to be that you can go with the live, so that that 1.5 hours you can understand, you can spend the proper time for that. Recording is nothing but for the reference, you can keep as a recording, not for learning actual for the first time. Yeah. Now, what is next? Next is nothing but we'll be going with a creating an empty series. How to create a empty series? So nothing but by using, I'll take a title here, and I'll go with our badge is going to be this. Here I'll put a title, creating a empty series. How to create a empty series? First we have to import. So sir, every time we have to import, better for the first time you're learning, so better import every time. So import, I'll zoom the screen just a minute. Okay. So import, what I have to import? I have to import a pandas, right? I'll be importing pandas as what? As PD. Done. Now I have to create a empty series given. So I'll be having ser, one variable I'll take equal to PD dot series. Yes should be in the uppercase there. So it should be in the uppercase. I'll type as a series. Now print variable called as a ser. So you can see here empty series. Series nothing but the square bracket. So here you can see that it has been empty. Yeah. So empty seed has been conducted, and once it is created, based on what data type, by default you will be having the float 64 is going to be data type for that empty series. Suppose in the series you're inserting some value. Suppose you're giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you that also. Okay. Then this everything belongs to which type? This everything belongs to integer type. So now data type will be changing to the integer, int. Integer will be there, int 64 or int 32, depend upon your processor, which processor you are using, i3 or i5 or i7, is up to you. So but integer means integer will be there, and if it is a float, float will be there, etc, etc. If it is a string, string will be there. And if you have a mixed up data type, suppose my value is going to be, one is going to be integer, one is going to be float, and one is going to be string. Hi, I'm typing. Yeah. So here, can I tell integer, float, string, everything will be printed? No. This is called as an object. In the definition I showed you, like integer can be there, float can be there, and string, etc., etc. At last, I showed you with a Python object. Python object is nothing but mixed up data type is called as an object. So integer object, float object, and string object. This everything will be combined. That is going to be called as a mixed up data type used to type. Yeah. So everything we'll discuss. So now, once you have installed, try to create a empty series by using this. So now, by mistake, you're giving the spelling mistake. Like in place of capital yes, you're giving small yes. In mistake, you're giving this. This happens. For the first, as a beginner, it happens. But if you are getting a error like this, then you have to understand where you made some attribute error. So what is the attribute error? You can see here, module pandas has no attribute called as a series, because module name is going to be pandas. Inside the pandas, you have a series and data frame. So pandas does not have any module or attribute called as a series. So yes should be in the uppercase. Remember this. Yes, for sure we have to give in the uppercase, so that we'll be getting series. If it is a data frame also, I'll tell you. So that's about the first one. Okay. Second one, suppose if you want to create a array values, create a series from array. So you have to insert some values. Now we can have that setting. So create an series using array or from array. Anything is fine. Array is nothing but it's square bracket they are telling. So from the array. So I'll put this in the heading part. So just select this and click on OK. Accept for the requirement. Then it will make us our title. Now here I have to create an array. So what is array? Square bracket is going to be array. So first I'll be importing pandas as PD. Yeah. So hope everyone are comfortable with this. So data, I'll be using a variable name called as data. PD dot, I'll go with a array. Array is a method name. So I'll be going with a array. Yeah. So in this array, and suppose when you're going with the array, most important thing, we cannot go with the PD. We have to go with the numpy because we have to import here. I'll tell you numeric Python. Numpy. So based on this numpy, I'll be using as a NP. So an array, if you're using array, then it comes under the numpy, numeric Python. So I have to use np dot array. Yeah, np dot array. Now in this, I'll be typing something called as some values. I'll give as a tool, or I'll give as a today only. T and A, and it's going to be today I'll give. So now how it will be listed? I have to convert this as a series, right? So I'll be writing as variable called as SER because it is in the array format. That array I have to convert it as a series. That comes under the PD. So series equal to what you did last. So PD dot series. Series. What I have to convert as a series? Data. Data I have to convert as a series. Now after converting, just print SER. So variable name called as SER. So how the output will be looks? It looks like this. Series means what? Column wise will be displayed. You can see here. 0th is going to be 1, and one index is going to be O, second index is going to be D, third index is going to be A, fourth is going to be Y. And here, suppose you're adding with a day 2. Okay, can I add day 2? Yes, you can see here day 2. So fifth index is going to be day 2. Yeah, and suppose you're adding some symbol. So you're adding some symbol like this. Can I add some symbol? Of course, why not? You can use. So index alone will be increased. This is nothing but by default interpreter is providing this. Same thing. You see here in the Excel sheet, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. How this 1, 2, 3, 4 is generated? Are we doing it manually? No. It's going to be completely based on the reference. So eighth reference. Can you change this A? Can I change this A? Not possible. But if you go with a row, can you change the row first row to the 10th row, 11th row? Can you write? Can you change from 1 to 10? Not possible. But in the pandas, you can make up changes. Yeah, but I'll tell you that how it will be working. Now by default, it is printing with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I don't want 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. I need like a 10, 11, 12 as my own value I need to print. Can I print? Yes, I can do that. So first of all, just remember, we are using the array concept. So we have to use numpy. So this is going to be the, both are like a brothers, I said you. Without numpy, we cannot learn pandas. Without learning pandas, we cannot learn numpy. These are like a brothers. If you know pandas and numpy, then it will be easy to learn next level. There is nothing but data visualization. I'll post this answer in the chat. So that is what the definition I given here. Creating a series from the array. How to create? So in order to create a series from the array, we have to import a numpy module. So did we import numpy module? Yes, we have imported numpy module, and have to use array function. Did we use array function? Yes. So we have imported numpy, and in that numpy we are using array over. Yep, you can see here we have imported pandas, we have imported numpy. In this I'm using np.array. We have given some value and I'm trying to print it. So output will be in this order. This is called as series. Okay. Now, so how to find the series? Now, for the previously when I'm discussing about list and string, how did we find the data type? By using type function. By using type function, only we have discussed about the list, string, dictionary, right? Same thing. Sir, can I go like that? Suppose you are finding the type. Type of which? Type of series. Yes, here. You can see here, class in the pandas, I have a series. Pandas dot core dot series dot. So this is going to be the library, we can tell, or a module. In that module, I'm using a series. Yes, in the uppercase. See there, we are using the uppercase. Suppose we have to find the type of this data. What is the type of this data? Anyone? What is the type of this data? It comes under NumPy, right? So data I can see here, you can see it comes under the NumPy. ND array. ND array is nothing but n dimensional array. So class one is going to be series, one is going to be n dimensional array. So you can create a n dimensional array like this. If you want to increase also, can I increase? Yes, I can increase as I wish. I can increase it. So that is what we're telling as a n dimensional. So n values can accepted. Clear? Okay, up to here, if it is a clear, can you put clear in the chat? Because up to now, continuously 45 minutes we have done, and I need some response from your side. Continuously I'm talking. Just I'll breathe out and I'll have a water. Wait a minute. If it is a clear, post clear in the chat. Up to here, you understood something. Okay, no one is clear.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, ma'am.
This data is equal to nb dot array. It made the today into like it paired 0, 1, 2, 3 with each um data. So what did the series sir equal to pd dot series do?
Okay, so nothing but PD is nothing but you have to use this pandas, because the series is where series is inside this pandas only. So in place of PD, we can use pandas also, pandas, but don't want to give us allies name. It will be right. So or I'll write that statement, because inside the pandas only you will have series. Inside the pandas only you have matplotlib, or sorry, example called as a data frame. In the NumPy only we have array. So you have to get access. Suppose if you go with other programming language, we have, for suppose you are using a power function. Example, I'll go with online compiler with a C programming language. So this is called as a header file. So to make you clear, one example is going to be here. So this printf statement comes under this printf statement comes under this stdio.h. This stdio.h stands for this like a standard input output dot header file. So input is nothing but scanf. Output is nothing but this printf. So now this printf is under where? Under this stdio.h. Suppose we can have one more header file called as a hash include math.h. Suppose you are using something called as a power function, or you are using the function called as a power function. So power of a comma b. Yes, then this power comes under where? This power comes under the math, like a math.h. Suppose you have not given, I'll write a one example for that. Like I'll give out integer a comma b, or a value is going to be 5 and b value is going to be 2. So 5 are 2. So I'll be giving a semicolon, and I have to take a power of a and b, and I have to store in variable c. Yeah, then I have to print that with a personal d. I have to print that variable c. Okay, so now when I'm printing this, you'll be getting a output as a error. And see here, can see here this power. So you can see the warning here. Implicit declaration of function power is comes under which header file? We have not included that header file. You can see here that math.h is not included. So compiler is suggesting me that this power comes under the math.h, but you have not used in your program. Yeah. So now how to use that? Then I have to use here, which is called as hash include math.h. math.h. Now you can see the error. Now that error has been avoided. So what is the previous error? That error has been avoided. But this is nothing but we made a mistake here, nothing but semicolon you have to give. So now 5 power 2. What is 5 power 2? 25. So I can get the output. Suppose if you're not giving this line, then it is going to be an issue. Warning will be thrown. What is that warning? You can see here, this like include math.h you have not given. Same thing, because you have provided a declaration call as a power. You are using a power function, but for the power function, there is no proper access. So same thing in the pandas. So if you are using pandas, suppose you are not importing. Sorry, fine. You're using this file, right? Okay. So you have not imported. If you're not imported, you're giving us example we can take here. So imported as a P double D and you're using PD here. So here also you can see here, not about it's about the previous code is generating. Suppose I'm making some changes as a string. You can see here it is able to update my values. So because PD is nothing but already I've used as pandas is going to be PD. So now by mistake here you are adding like PDDDD. So you can see the error, name error. So name error is going to be P double D you are adding. There is no reference for this. So now if I use a series, the series comes under pandas only. So you have to request to the pandas library that I want to use series. You're accessing the permission. So now once that as the permission, once it is done, it will give you the permission to use that series. That is what we are using PD all the time or a numpy np all the time. Now, so that's about value up to here. Next is nothing but based on the index, own index I have to give. So now by default, it is providing me what? It is providing me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't want the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to go with my own value, own index value. So then we can go with a one more idea like, so creating a series from array, I'll put a title called as with index. With index is nothing but you're going with a own index. As a title, how to go with the own index by passing the argument. So first time we'll go with the import pandas as PD. I'm repeating, you don't want to type for every time. Today is the first time we are learning, so I'm typing this keep on. Okay? But once you've typed here, top if you are imported one time, this is sufficient. This one time is sufficient. Everywhere wherever you want to use pandas, I can use that alias name called as a PD. Individual time we don't want to type that. Now here I'll give as import or numpy as np. Now data is equal to, in the numpy only we have a array, right? So I'll be using np dot a function name called as a array. In this array, I'll be giving a value called as, suppose insp alone I'll be giving. So don't want to take much time. So here I'll be making this as a series. So how to make a series? By using the pandas. I'm getting a access from the pandas. In that pandas, I'm using series. Here should be in the uppercase. So I'll be giving as a series. Now, what I have to convert? Data I have to convert. Now, this is what the previous thing we have discussed. So now when you're printing this SCR, I'll be getting the output like this. But I don't want the 0, 1, 2, 3. What I have to do? I have to give my own index. For the giving the own index, after this data, I can give as index. Index is going to be the one parameter we can tell. Under the series, you will be having n number of parameters. I'll show you that also. You can see here. These are the, under the series, these are the parameters we have. Data is there, index is there, d type is there, name, copy is going to be false. By default, you'll be having a false. You can change to the true. Fast path. Path is nothing but you when you're going with the loading the CSV file from your local disk D or F or any other folder, you'll be giving a path, right? That path, if you want to access quickly, how to access. That kind of things, everything you'll be learning here. One by one, we'll discuss what is index, what is D type. One by one, I'll teach you. And if you want to learn just in depth also, here itself, just if you're scrolling down, what is the index? What is data type? What is name? What is copy? There's everything with a definition, with example. This is provided. Don't want to Google anything. Yeah. Now, how to get this? You may have a doubt. How to get this? Nothing but Shift plus tab. So click on this series. Okay. Keep your cursor here. Click Shift plus tab button. How you're clicking Shift plus enter, same thing, Shift plus tab to get the details about that function. So now we are using an index. Index by default, you will be having a none. But now I don't want none, I have to use. What I have to use? I have to give my own index. So equal to, so 10, 11, 12, and 13. So 4 values are there, I have to give a 4 index. Now you can see the output here. I belongs to the 10th index, N belongs to the 11th index, S belongs to the 12th index, and P belongs to the 13th index. Has been changed. There's nothing but own index. Okay. Now by mistake, you are giving one more extra. I have only 5 values, but you are giving me, sorry, I have only 4 values, but you are giving me 5 index. Then you will be getting a box will be thrown. Value error. Error will be thrown as what? Length of the past value is going to be 4, but you are giving me the index which implies 5. You are given 5 index, but we have only value called as 4. Yeah, and by mistake, we have 4 values, but you are given only 3 index. Will it work? Again, a problem. You can see here, length of the value is going to be 4, but you have passed only the 3 index. Then I cannot figure out the series. So then you have to give how much value is there, that much of index should be printed. So can I have same index? 10, 11, 12, 12 I'm giving. So can I have a same index? You can see here, there is no issue with the same index. But can you do that in the Excel sheet? Here we have a 9 as a Sagar. Can I make Avinash also as a 9th index? Is that possible? No. But advantage in the pandas is nothing, but we can have. Yeah. This is about the indexing, own indexing. So even this I'll post in the chat. And everyone, those who are listening carefully and those who are listening very interestedly, first time you are learning, so that you might feel difficulties or you'll not understand very quickly, not only this chapter or not only this session, everywhere, whatever the thing you're learning for the first time, you will feel difficulty. Slowly you'll be improving. So now it's just started, first day. In the first day itself, you cannot become like an expert. You cannot become like a developer. First day, you will understand what is pandas. Second day, slowly you will improve. Third day, you will start doing the implementation. Fourth day, you will be getting a clarity. Fifth day, you will be a successor. Slowly only you will be improving. So first day itself, don't judge that everything is going to be difficult. If you feel that it is a difficult, then no one can improve very quickly. Everything is not easy. Everything is not difficult. The way you listen, the way you show your interest, that give you the proper result. So first day, don't think that is difficult. Slowly, if you're implementing one by one, you can do it. And I'm slowly like a teaching in the dead slow. This is not my actual session. Those who are previous batch, 8th and the 7th batch, hope you know about our speed, how we'll be going in our jet speed. But this is not my speed, but it's the first time, and many people, you don't know what is Python as a base. FOP you're not knowing. First time you are joined this course, so that I should not make you feel that nothing you're understanding. So that kind of feedback or that kind of thought I should not make in my session. That is why I am dead slow in explaining one by one. Yeah, than this, I cannot go slowly. Than this, I cannot teach in any other shortcut ways. Fine. Okay, next. What is next? So next is nothing but we'll go with a list. How to create by using the list. So I'll share the slide also. By using indexing also we have discussed, and now it is nothing, create a series from list. So in order to create a series from the list, we have to give first create a list. After creating the list, we can create the series from the list. So now we have discussed with the array bracket, right? Okay, so now array bracket, whenever you're using array concept, so what is the first thing you discussed? Creating a series from array. For the array, we are importing what? importing numpy. From that numeric Python, we are using the function called as the array. But now we are using a list. So list is nothing but under the pandas only we have that list. Very simple way we can write a code. So create a series using list. So list is nothing but I'll be using that array bracket. Without using the array function, we'll be using that symbol directly. We have that advantage. So now same thing, import and as PD. Okay. So now what I'll be having like a list. So list list one is equal to in the bracket I'll be giving as 1 comma or 11 comma 22 comma 33 comma 44 comma 55. These are the values I'll be giving, and I'll be converting this as a series. So how to convert as series? PD dot series. So this will be taken now. Series now. So in the series, what I have to convert? List one I have to convert as series. Now print that value. So print my series. So you can see here, zeroth index position is going to be 11, first index position is going to be 22, etc., etc., etc. And in the beginning of the session, I said you about the data type. So here we have only integer data type. So see the data type here, D type is going to be integer, int 64. So by default, if you have a empty, I showed you with a float 64. This is the thing we have discussed. Data type is going to be float 64 because of a default empty series will be having a float values. And slowly, if you are having a different data type, then it is going to be an object. If you have only the integer data type, then it is going to be a int 64. Yeah, that's about the thing in list. Now, creating a series by using the dictionary also we'll discuss. By using the deck, how to create a series by using a dictionary. So for the dictionary, already we have a key and value pairing will be there for sure. So that pairing is going to be called as a key is going to be the index. So as a, like in this code, I won't give import. Now we'll discuss without using importing how to do it. I'll create a dictionary. Dictionary one is equal to. So we have to use the symbol. Suppose I'm giving call as a gold. Gold is mine, or I'll give as a one. One value is going to be gold. Gold. Second index, that is key index is going to be, I'm giving as a silver. And 3, I'll give as diamond. Fine. Now, I have to convert this det one, I have to convert this det one as series. So I'll be using PD dot det one. So see, I have to convert into the series. I'll be using a series. What I have to convert as a series? I have to convert as a det one. So det one I have to convert as a series. After converting, print that ser. Okay. You can see here my index is going to be 1, that is going to be gold, 2 is going to be silver, 3 is going to be diamond, and data type is going to be object. Why? Because string. Now if you want to change this value to 11 and for the 12 or for the 13, it's up to you. You can see here what are the things you're modifying. Pandas will make you friendly. That is what the open source and friendly usage we can tell. So for the dictionary, we can. Did I use anything importing here? No. So one time I've imported already, so still I'm able to use that PD. Yeah. So every time you don't want to have that importing part, one time is sufficient to give. This is about the dictionary. What is next? Next is nothing but creating a data frame. So this is about the series here. So everything we have discussed about the series. The series we have discussed. Now this is nothing but manually we are writing everything. Then where we have used Excel sheet, you may have a doubt. So you are telling about pandas means the Excel sheet, but still now you are not thought with the Excel sheet. Just you are traveling with manually or giving the input. So this also we are given manually. Here also dictionary, whatever might be there we have discussed. We are giving all the values. Now, how to load your Excel? We'll discuss how to load your Excel. How to load the Excel? This comes under the CSV file, right? So this is going to be Excel. I have to load this file into the here. So we'll go with the how to load Excel file. Just write a title. Okay, so with the number, everything I'll be sharing you. This document will be shared here. Everything I have made as 1, 2, 3, everything we have discussed. I'll share that. Okay. Next. So next is nothing but loading the CSV file into Jupyter notebook. I'll make it as a JN. So it's going to be Jupyter notebook, or I'll put as a underscore. And using pandas. So how to load this? Any idea how to load? Anyone knows how to load? Very simple. I'll show you which file should be loaded. Here we have a pandas is there. Here we have a pandas BS. These are the Excel or a CSV file I have. Okay. So here in this pandas BS, I'll open that Excel sheet and I'll show you what are things are there. So we have just 5 names. As we are beginner, we'll go with a few data set. So here we have name called as Parmeshji, Saurabh, Rahul, and Nilesh and Nikita. Many are there, and with the position, age, and etc. is given. Yeah. Now, how to load this Excel? So for that, we have to write step number 1 is going to be import pandas as PD. And already we have imported for the first time we are using with our CSV file. So I'm writing this. So pandas as PD. Now, how to load? So by using the pandas only, we have to load the CSV file. Now, data is equal to PD dot. So now, when I'm discussing about the pandas can support how many files, I have showed you with a 3 to 4 or I think so 6. I think so I have displayed JSON, and we can go with the HTML file, or we can go with the CSV, and many things. Yeah. Now, if you want to see that everything, you can see here this pandas can give how many files. So this everything is going to be the valuable part. Now I have to go with a CSV file. So I have to go with a, I can put under the read. So PD dot read when you're giving us a read underscore, how many files you can read. Suppose you want to read, you can see how many files you can read. So if you want to go with a clipboard, or if you want to go with a CSV file, Excel file, or etc., you can see an HTML, JSON, ORC, pickle. There's every file. Excel queries also you can, it will be supported. Excel table also it will be supported. Read table. If you have only table also, I can support. There's everything this pandas can support. Okay, does everything we want to learn? No. If you're learning one like a CSV file or a Excel file, this is sufficient. And if you want to go with the JSON, if you want to learn something very advanced, if you want to go with the projects implementation based on the machine learning, data science, if you want to go with that kind of category, then you will be using these kind of files. Pickle file, SAS file, SAS file, SQL file alone will be using. For the SQL is nothing but if you want to go with a MongoDB or a MySQL workbench, many things are there for the database storage. During that time, you can load your read underscore SQL. So now, as of now, we'll be dealing with a CSV file. So load CSV file. So load CSV file. And what is my file name? So that you have to write inside the double quotation. So what is my file name? Which I have showed you already. Pandas DS. DS is going to be uppercase. And you can see here with a my Microsoft Excel comma separated file. This comes under the Microsoft Excel comma separated value. I'll share this document also. If needed, I'll share this. Okay, now I have to load that pandas ds dot, that comes in a which file? CSV file. So we have to give that extension also, CSV file. Now I have to print that data. You can see it has been loaded. So what are the Excel sheet name I have given there? Everything is loaded. I'll show you one more time. You can see here 5 people names are there. Everyone belongs to the Inspire. Number here is given as a 30 alone, and here PG, FG, etc., etc., etc. is there. Okay, thus everything is loaded. And when you're going with the Excel sheet, you can see with the empty. So here we have a empty, nothing is there, empty. Here we have empty, and here we have a empty. Yep. So when you're going with the pandas, whenever the Excel sheet or a CSV file having this empty, automatically pandas will generate as NaN file, NaN file you should tell, not a number or a not a null we can tell. So this NaN file will be generated. You can see here NaN. Here we have a NaN. Here we have a NaN. Here we have a NaN. And last two is going to be NaN, which I showed you empty. So in the Excel sheet or in your file, in your document, if you have anything with a empty cell, that according to the pandas will take as a NaN file. It has been loaded. This is how you upload your CSV file into the Jupyter Notebook using pandas. Suppose you're not using pandas. I'll show you that. Suppose you're not using this pandas. Generally, you're giving us a read underscore CSV file. Can I read? Can see here end of the file is going to be parsing. So there is no proper statement I can tell. Name error. What is this read underscore? Is not defined. This read underscore CSV comes under PD. So comes under PD. PD is nothing but pandas. We can write as a pandas also, no issue. Okay. So but pandas we are not defined. So for defining, I can write like import pandas. Yeah. Now here after importing, I'll be storing in data. Okay, it has been ready. So now if you want to print that data, I can print that data. Yeah. So in place of using all the time pandas, 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 now I can use a shortcut key that is going to be as pandas as PD. So suppose I'm giving as a P alone. So if I'm giving as a P, will it work? Yes, why not? You can see here it is working. If I'm giving as only A, can I work? I can give as a A. It is working. I'll be giving as a Z. Will it work? Yes. This is nothing but alike name. For the pandas, you are replacing a shortcut word called as a PD. PD is nothing but everyone can understand. PD is nothing but pandas. For that only we are writing as a PD. Done here. So this code I'll be sharing you in the chat. Okay, one doubt is there. Doubt is there. Okay, just wait a minute. Path command. Okay. Why not print data? Okay, why not print data is correct question. I'll tell you. We can use print also. I'll tell you about two difference. And a path is nothing but you can give the path there. Suppose you have Excel sheet somewhere in the local disk somewhere you have. So for example, as of now, I'll move this. As of now, I'll cut this. So I'll remove this and I'll store in the local disk C. In the C, I'll be having something called as a program files. In this program file, just I'll create a folder name, suppose called as don't want. I'll paste over here only. We have pandas already, I think so. It is not a. Okay, so fine. Somewhere I'll post, no issue. I'll paste over here. Okay, I think so. It is already open. Wherever you have your path, you can give your path like this. So select your path. In this position, you can give your path. In the place of file name, before that, you can add in the local C, we have a program file. In this program file, I have a file name called as a pandas.ds. You can write this. Okay. But now I have given everything inside the Jupyter Notebook. Inside the Jupyter Notebook, where I have a Jupyter Notebook, there I have given my file name. So it is able to access directly. Okay. So and why not? Next question is nothing but why not print statement? Yes, very good question, valid question. Why not print statement? I'll give a print. So print data. If you're printing with the data, you can see like in this format it will be displayed. It's not like a table of fashion. output will be there. You can see that output, but this looks fine, right? Like you can see here table, it's going to be table fashion, but here it's not a table of fashion. It's like getting the data, that's it. That is why all the time you are printing data. So if you're using a print statement, it will print the values as it is, and if you're using a data, it will print with a table of fashion. So those who are learning, it will be easy to quick access. So is your doubt has been clear? Okay, fine. We'll move on to the next one. Next is nothing but in this in the CSV file. I'll put this down. Okay, I'll put this down. So in this file, I have to print only. Now, if you take a type of this data, or I can use a data, and the next line I'll try to print type of this data. What is the type of this data? You can see here data frame. What I said you about the data frame? Series is nothing but only one column. But can I tell in this Excel sheet, do you have only one column? No, it is displaying row and the column, right? So that is why we are telling us it is going to be a data frame. Data frame is nothing but row and column. So here we have n number of rows and n number of column. So that belongs to the pandas dot core dot frame. Data frame is going to be a frame. That is going to be series. Here is going to be data frame. Yeah. Now we'll discuss about the data frame. Done with the series. Next is nothing but we'll go with the data frame. So what is data frame? Series is nothing but one dimensional array, I said you. So data frame is nothing but two dimensional array or multi-dimensional array, I can tell. So there you're dealing with the index, or we can tell as a column. So here it is going to be a heterogeneous tabular data structure which will have a row and column. Row wise and the column wise you'll be having. So the data frame in the two-dimensional data structure, therefore, data is aligned in the tabular fashion in the row wise and the column wise. That's what we are displaying, right? So row wise will be there and column wise will be there one by one. Yeah. Now, so Pandas data frame consists of a three principal, which has a data and which has a row and which has a column. So this data frame will provide three information. My information inside the CSV file. In the CSV file, what is there? So name was there, like Paramesh, Nikita, few names are there, and so data is like a empty. Few wherever you have a empty, that will be represented with a nan. That is going to be data. And how many rows are there? We can print. How many columns also there? We can print. I'll show you that one by one. Yeah, we have like how many rows or how many columns. Now here we have only 5 rows or a 6 column, like something which we can count easily. What if you have n number of columns, n number of rows? We cannot predict the output or we cannot count manually. So during that time, we have to print how many rows are there, how many columns are there. That by using the shape. By using the shape function, I can print how many shapes, how many values are there. Every methods are there. We'll discuss that. Now you can see here individual row 1 0 sorry like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 etc. Name, team, number, position, age. This everything is based on what? This everything is collection of this entire table. We can tell data frame, rows, columns, and this information which I'm boxing with a violet color. This is going to be the data, because data frame is nothing but consists of three things. One is going to be data, second is going to be row, third is going to be column, right? This everything will be the data. Okay. Now, creating a panda using data frame. So for the data frame, how to create? So just I'll put a title as data frame. We'll discuss more about this CSV file. Okay, as of now, I said you how to load it. That's it. Through this, if you want to display only the salary, or you want to display name of the person, employee, and you have to display only the salary. Only two column you have to print. Like that, many operations are there. One by one, we'll discuss. Yeah, it takes some time. You'll learn. Now, data frame. So, what is the first title? Is nothing but how to create a data frame. Empty series we have discussed. Now we have to create a empty data frame. How will you create data frame? By using a list you can create, by using the dictionary, by using array, we can create one by one. So now in this data frame, I'll be teaching you everything. So it is nothing but a real world time example I can take, like Pandas data frame will be created by loading the data set from the storage, existing storage, or a storage can be in the from the SQL database, or from the CSV file, or from the Excel file. So from wherever you want to access your file, I can access easily. And pandas data frame can be created using the list, or by using the dictionary, and by using list of dictionaries. Everything is fine. And in this session, what are the things we'll be discussing in this session? Means in this course, we'll be dealing with a data frame. How to create a data frame, I'll teach you. Dealing with the row and the column, I'll teach you. Indexing and selecting. So indexing and selecting is nothing but out of this row and the column, I have to filter first column and the last column. Suppose C5 is there. And out of the C1 and C2, I have to filter row, fifth row and the row 10. So this person details alone I have to display. Then I can display. That is what the indexing and selecting the row and column which you need. And working with the missing data. So now, suppose you have a empty boxes. I said you already you have a empty boxes. So how to work on with the missing data? By default, it is giving the none. I don't want none. In place of none, I have to replace some value now. So now suppose you're getting a student's biodata and details. Now students has been forgot to give as a parent number. So what I'll do, I'll make it as a blank. Whenever he is giving, I'll try to update. So etc. etc. I'll try to give. So during that time, I have to modify. That is what you're telling. So dealing with the missing data. So how to deal with the missing data? This everything will be discussing one by one. Okay? And we'll combine data frame based on the pandas data frame. Everything will be combining, and we'll discuss with project. So project one thing, I'll take a one Excel sheet. Based on the one Excel sheet, I'll try to figure out the answers. Yeah, fine. Now, first is nothing but create a data frame using the list. So data frame can be created using the single list or a list of lists. Two ways are there. I'll teach you with the two ways. First way is nothing but single list means this is going to be called as a single list. List of list is nothing but inside the list, you will be having one more list or n number of lists. List within list or list of list we can tell. Yeah. In the beginning of FOP, I have discussed like this. So one time if you have a bracket, that is going to be a list. Inside the bracket, if you have one more bracket, is going to be list within list or list of list we can tell. This outer bracket is called as a parent list. This inside is called as a child list. Okay. Yeah, discussed already. And we'll implement that code by using list how to create. So in the data frame, these are the topics we'll be dealing. I'll put as markdown or a raw data. So only this will be focusing. If time permits, we'll discuss few more things. Yeah. And implementation will be there. Don't worry. These are the subtopics I'm telling. Now, so how to create a data frame? That is the first topic. We'll take it as a create a data frame. So how to create a data frame? Only this we'll discuss, and remaining we'll discuss in the next class. I don't want to confuse you more because I know that we are studying more. It will confuse you. Okay, first complete only the series, thorough it, then go over the data frame. Take 2 days. One day for the series, second day for the data frame. Because I am running out of time, so I'm trying to teach everything. Yeah, because at last we should not rush with our topics. We should go with Aram side. Everything should be in our normal way. So now create a data frame using list, right? So I'll be giving that also. Sorry for missing that. So using list. So import pandas as PD Now list, I'll be giving as list one. Inside the list, I'll be giving as style of pandas in Python. This is a value I'm trying to give over. Now, so now how to create as a data frame? Suppose if you want to go with a series, I can create a series. How to create a series? SER is equal to PB dot, I'll be using series. I can give a series. I'll convert that list one as a series and I'll try to print SER. This is what we have discussed in the series part. Now, according to the question, now we have to discuss what data frame, right? So, I can get in the series format and I don't want, or if you want to search without type of SER, you can see here it is going to be series. Now I'll go with the data frame. So now for the data frame, again you'll go with the DF. DF is equal to PB dot, you'll be using a data frame. So you can see the data frame. Data frame of what? Data frame of my list one. And print that DF. Yeah. So print that DF. You can see here it has been printed. And it is printing in the series only, right? You can see a 0 style, 1 is going to be off, 2 is going to be pandas, 3 is going to be in, 4 is going to be Python. It is printing in the series. Why? Both output are same, right? Small changes is there. If you're finding the small changes, excellent. See the changes. Is there any difference or not? Can you tell difference there? Here, if you go with the series, there is no column number. Here, can you see 0 column number? 0th column. It is generated because of data frame. Now, if you want to figure out the type of this data frame, type of this DF, we can see the output here. It is going to be pandas.core.series.series. Here, pandas.core.frame.data frame. So here it's going to be series data type, and here is going to be data frame. And this has been generated 0. Here you have been not generated. And suppose you have one more column is there, list within list. Okay. And if you want to go with a list within list also, I'll tell you. If you want to generate two column or two column, so if you want to give column name here, I can give column name. In place of 0, if you want to change the column name also, I can change. Here I have to give details, or I have to give name. Anything you can give me. In 0, I have to change. How did we change this index? 0, 1, 2, 3. How did we change? Did we change by using the index equal to, where it is? Yeah, it is here. Index equal to 10, 20, 30, something we are giving. This is nothing but manually we are giving. Same thing for the column wise. If you want to generate the name also, we can do it. Yeah, this is about the data frame. Remaining stuff we'll discuss in the next class. Data is stored in different location, still we can access through path. Yes, why not? You can access. You have to give the full path. It is in which local disk, C folder, or if it is in a D folder, or if it is in the F folder, whatever might be there. From there, you have to fetch your path. Yeah. In place of fetching the full path, store that Excel file or a CSV file or whatever the document you are taking. Store that in the where you have installed your Jupyter notebook. I have installed in the D so that every file is in the D. Yeah. Fine, yeah. So that's about today's session. And remaining things we'll discuss in the tomorrow session, and recording will be provided. So if you have any doubt, go with the recording, and if you are not able to clear, you can reach me anytime. Just put a text. Don't want to call me, because morning also I'll be having handling for the other batches. Afternoon is going to be one more batch, and evening is going to be your batch. It's like continuously 3 batch I'm training. So in between, if you're calling, I'll not be able to pick the call, so don't mistake. Try to text whenever I'm available. Sure, I'll try to reply for your text. Yep. So fine. If you have any doubt, let me know. If no doubt, you can put a thank you in the chat and you can leave the session. Have a wonderful day. Okay, fine. I think so. No other doubt. I think so. Okay, we'll wind up this session. Thank you so much.